One of the biggest mistakes buyers make happens before they ever even write an offer. Sometimes buyers contact me and they'll say something like this: we've just been calling the listing agent when we see a home we like, or we've just been stopping by open houses. And I usually stop them right there. Please don't do that. Hi, I'm Tina Veltri. I'm a realtor along Florida's Space Coast. And on this channel, I share practical guidance to help people buy, build, sell, and relocate with confidence. Now, if you saw my last video, I talked about everything it takes to get your home sold. Well, today I'm going to be looking at the opposite side of the transaction, the biggest mistakes that buyers make before they ever write an offer. Because looking at homes without a plan really isn't a plan at all. Now, as I was saying, I've had buyers call me and say they're just calling the listing agents to look at homes directly. And that usually is because they believe they're going to save money that way. And I totally understand why they think that is true. But in most cases, the seller has already decided when they sign their listing contract, their listing agreement, before they put their home up for sale on the market, how the buyer broker and listing broker will be compensated. And there's another thing that buyers don't realize. If the listing agent shows you the home, something called procuring cause can come into play, which means that you might lose your opportunity to have a buyer's agent represent you later on. Most of the problems buyers run into don't happen when the offer is written. They happen before the buyer ever gets to that point. So let's talk about the biggest mistakes buyers make before ever writing up their offer. Mistake number one, starting a search without a plan. One of the biggest mistakes buyers make is starting their home search without a clear plan. They start looking at everything, every listing that pops up online, every open house they drive by, they go inside. But looking at every home can actually make the process of choosing the right home for them more difficult. The goal isn't to see every home. The goal is to find the right home for you. And that starts with getting clear about what matters to you and your life for your home. Where do you want to live? What price are you comfortable with? What layout or features truly matter most to you for your day-to-day life? And once those things are clear, the home search becomes much more laser focused, and making the choice on which homes to see becomes a no-brainer. Mistake number two, not talking to a lender early. Another mistake I often see buyers make is starting their search before talking to a lender. I know a lot of people just want to wait, but without understanding your financing first and having a lender do that for you, buyers often don't really know their true price range or what their monthly payment may look like. I've had buyers assume that they could afford much more than they could. And I've also had buyers believe they could afford much less than they actually can. Until they got clear and spoke with a local trusted lender and saw the real numbers. The worst situation is when a buyer falls in love with a house and then discovers the financing will not work the way they expected it to. And a good lender helps you understand the numbers before you get emotionally attached to a home. Now make sure to tune in next Tuesday. I'll be sitting down with local lender Angel Pacheco from Dyer Mortgage to answer all the questions that buyers need to know. And if you want to understand the entire home buying process from planning stage to closing, I just did another video called How to Buy a Home, the Step-by-Step Process. And that video walks you through the entire process so you know exactly what to expect. Mistake number 3, letting emotion drive the decision. Buying a home is emotional. Sometimes buyers walk into a home and they say immediately, this is the one, let's write an offer right now. Well, at that point, my job is to guide them through the next steps so that we can move forward confidently. We look at how the home compares to others in the area. We review recent sales and current competition, and we make sure the home really checks all the boxes that matter most to them. Because loving a home is important, but understanding the numbers, the condition, and the market ensures that excitement turns into a smart offer, not a rushed decision. Mistake number 4, not understanding the market. Another mistake buyers make is not fully understanding what the market is doing when they write their offer. Right now, for example, in Brevard County, we're seeing homes sit on the market longer than they used to. And many times there's nothing wrong with the home. They were just simply priced too high to begin with. And as a result, we're seeing some fairly large price reductions right now. Now, at the same time, homes that are priced correctly are moving relatively quickly. And that's where buyers need to be careful with their offer strategy. If a home has been sitting because it's overpriced, there's definitely room for negotiation and a lower offer than asking price. But when a home is priced appropriately for the market, coming in with a low offer usually doesn't work, and it can sometimes push sellers away before negotiations ever begin. That's why understanding the market when writing your offer is essential, because the goal isn't just to react to the asking price. It's to understand what the home is actually worth and structure your offer accordingly. Mistake number 5, not thinking about inspections early. Buyers should be thinking about inspections before they ever write their offer, not after. Every home has a story. Some homes have been carefully maintained and some even upgraded. Others may have issues that only become visible once inspections begin, while others, you have a pretty good idea that the inspection report is going to find some things that need to be fixed. But many important things can actually be researched before we ever write an offer. Things like the age of the roof and the major systems of the home, and whether the property can create insurance concerns. Those details matter because they can affect both the value of the home and how we structure our offer to begin with. Inspections are one of the most important ways buyers protect themselves during the purchase process. Now, in a couple weeks, I will be sitting down with a local home inspector, going through all the questions that buyers need to know. So, make sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss that. Most buyers' problems don't happen when the offer is written. They happen before the offer is ever made. Buying a home doesn't have to feel confusing or overwhelming. When you understand the process and work with the right people, it becomes so easy and manageable. Now, if you want to see the full breakdown of the process of purchasing a home, make sure to watch my video, How to Buy a Home, the step-by-step process. And please make sure to subscribe to my channel. Remember, next week I'll be interviewing a local lender, and the week after that I'll be interviewing a home inspector. Now, if you're new to my channel, I share a new video every Tuesday to help people buy, build, sell, and relocate with confidence along Florida's Space Coast. I'm Tina Veltri. Thanks so much for being here with me. I'll see you on the next video.